'cause I am the queen.
Hey guys, welcome back to another book rant, and as you can tell from the title today, we're doing Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Codie Crowley. But before we do get into that, before I started filming, I got a notification that my Amazon package was here, and I figured, why not show everybody? It's nothing special, really. It was really like a couple things that I needed. A couple phone cases, because as anyone with an iPhone knows, as they come out with a new one every year, stores seem to stop selling the accessories for some of the older ones. And some of us don't have, we don't just buy the brand new one just because it's out. So, needed new phone cases, so we ordered them. I got two. And I didn't even realize that this one phone case came with screen protectors, and I did order a whole separate thing of screen protectors. But that's fine. You can never have too many. But this one, super cute. And for anyone on, the podcast version, it is this really pretty hot pink with gold accents with a heart, and it even comes with like, um, the little piece on the back where you can put your finger through to hold it. I definitely need that because I tend to drop my phone a lot. So having that little piece in the back will be very helpful because I really need to stop dropping my phone so much. And then I have another one that I didn't pre-open that I'm pretty sure they came from basically this. They come from basically the same company, but it was two different types of phones, and I also didn't want them to have the same case, so I knew what was what. This one is a purple one with like this gold accents, and it doesn't have um a thing on the back because it's not a phone that like I use. It's a phone that I use often, but not like out and about. More the other one's for my like everyday type of use. And then because I wanted free shipping on Amazon and because I'm an adult and can do what I want, I got a book. I got another book. It's called Say I Do. It's been on my wish list for a while. And if anyone who doesn't have Amazon Prime knows that you have to spend a certain amount to do the free shipping. Now, is it still spending more money regardless? Yes. But it's only like a $35 limit. And, excuse me. It's only a $35 limit. And honestly, I could get Prime, but this gives me an excuse to, I need to spend 15 more to get it. Oh, let me go to my book wish list on my Amazon and pick me a book to buy. It's really just an excuse for me to buy more books. That's all it is. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Here lies the vengeful bitch. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. I bought this mainly for the title. Well, not mainly for the title. I did look at the back, but the title did catch my attention because It's a picture of the cover is a picture of a gravestone with the title on it, and I was like, oh, so obviously somebody's gonna die, which we always love a good murder book. It's basically about the girl named Annie Lane. She's killed. Let's just say that. She's killed, but she's killed on this special mountain that has like an urban legend to it that if you die here, you like come back type of deal. And that's basically what happens. She's killed, she comes back, and now she starts trying to figure out who killed her. Which, as you start to read, there could be a lot of options because I wouldn't say she was a complete asshole, but like she had some enemies. She was kind of I wouldn't need. Sorry, trying to figure out my words. kind of a wild child, kind of a, she did what she wanted, said what she wanted. It's not like she had parental figures to actually raise her. Her mom was always off doing whatever. Like she worked, but at the same time, like she didn't come home afterwards. She would go stay with her boyfriend and get drunk, even though she had a bunch of underage kids at the house. She just assumed they could take care of themselves. Okay, I will say that. Like just because she comes around every now and then, she'll come back every now and then, but it's like most nights after you got off what your job or wherever you were at, you went and stayed with your boyfriend at his house and y'all would get drunk, whatever. So, anyway, that's that. And one thing I was confused about in the beginning until they kind of, the further you get into it, was the whole coming back thing. Because I thought it was going to be more of her spirit type of deal. Either her spirit, where like, you can't see her, she's kind of around, whatever, she kind of figures it out. Kind of like that show School Spirits, where she's around but no one can see her, but she's trying to figure it out, just by like spying or whatever. I thought it was gonna either be that, or it was a zombie like type situation, and she comes back and everyone thinks she's dead, but then she's not actually dead, and it's kind of that type of thing. But it's kind of both in a sense. She comes back, but she's not in her body. It's basically a spirit that can be seen and touched by other people. However, it's only during the day. That's what you kind of figure out. It's only during the day that she can kind of roam around town, but she has to be back up in that mountain by nightfall. Or I guess they disappear. I never really understood kind of what happens to them. They kind of had like weird language for it. I don't know. There are other ghosts. There's others there with her. And she starts, they kind of help her at first, help her kind of figure out what's going on. Not figure out, not even that, because they don't really help her figure out what's going on. In the beginning, it kind of takes a minute, and then they start to help her. She decides to go back in town, and because she doesn't fully believe that she's dead, especially with the fact of like, I can physically feel myself, other people can touch me, other people can see me. It's like she didn't fully believe she was dead at first. She knew something was wrong, but it took her a minute to figure out the whole dead situation. She goes back in town, and it's just no one's even happy to see her. Like she did go missing, but it was like, because she's not the most best behaved child, they kind of brushed it off as like, oh, you just kind of went crazy and left. She was accused of destroying her house, things like that. And you later find out there was just so many. There was a list of suspects was long. Best friend is missing, by the way. That's also that. So she's thinking, okay, did my best friend have something to do with this? And she vanished, whatever, or were we together? Because she couldn't remember anything up to a certain point. Like she had no idea what even happened. Like her ex boyfriend was the main suspect because they were on and off, and that was a whole type of mess. And then there was the guy at the I fully believed it was the guy at this little diner on like the outskirts of town where they used to hang out. They worked. They worked and things like that. And it was ran by this like older guy, and her and her best friend worked there. Honestly, I thought it was him because at this point when she kind of went to talk to him, he was giving me some certain vibes. Okay, you shouldn't be that close and that comfortable with two teenage girls offering them smokes and things like that. Not okay. I fully kind of, especially when they were like, "Oh, we, you were messed," because basically at a point, her ex is a piece of shit and tries to get her to forget that he cheated on her by like drugging her, and I'm just like, that's really dumb, because that's not how because I guess she saw something that night. He wanted her to forget about it, so he was gonna drug her. That didn't work because the drugs, they didn't do it right, and you don't know how someone's gonna react to things like that. So he does that, drags her to the diner, leaves her there with her boss. And honestly, the way he was acting, I completely thought that he probably tried to do something. She fought back and he killed her to keep her quiet or in retaliation or just some type of shit. Okay, that's what I figured. Okay. And let me just say this before actually I continue, in case no one read the description. Spoilers, I will be talking about, who actually did it, what happened. So if you want to read it and don't want to, you know yet, you might want to pause this and go read it and then come back. Okay, cool. Anyway, after that's all said and done, it could be the mom, it could be this, it could be that. Her two brothers don't know what's going on. You find out it was her best friend's dad, which that was a little confusing because it was like that didn't make sense on why would he want to kill her. I mean, he seemed to care about her, but then like the best friend, his daughter is still missing. He's questioning her like, where is my daughter, where is she at, like what happened, like what did you do, where did you go? And turns out this man is a psychopath and crazy and violent already. The one of the things you get a lot of Easter eggs. There's always things, and I always forget that when I'm reading books like this, every single thing is important. Every single detail, every single like, even if it seems small, like they're important. Because in the beginning, like she kind of said in passing about like them being together and like helping her best friend's mom like left her like her best friend's mom like left um a long time ago when she was little, and she never understood why. And like they didn't go too deep into it, but they kind of just mentioned it, and it was apparently really important. And like they kind of found the story on it of you know a couple things. And there was, I don't ask me names, I don't remember everybody's name, but they found articles and different stories of just different like people from like 20 years ago. And honestly, I didn't think it was too important because I didn't think what her being killed had to do with something that happened 20 years ago. I was an idiot. Um, it was, the dad was pretty violent and he threatened the mom and things like that. Names were changed. People didn't know it was really him. Like there were some witness testimonies on certain things of like police reports, but nothing ever came of it. And he was controlling because when they were dating, her mom had her own life that she kind of wanted and like what she planned for her future, but it didn't align with what he wanted and what he expected her to do, like and them being together, things like that, and it did not work out. Well, he tried to then do that with the daughter. She she did what she was supposed to, but apparently the only reason he was close with his daughter's best friend was because he saw her as a bad influence, and he figured if I treat her the same, maybe she'll straighten out, maybe she'll kind of not mess with the future I have and I want for my daughter, shit like that. Um, her dad, the dad also killed someone at some point. I don't think it was the mom. It might have been. I don't fully remember who he killed. I just didn't, but I do know he killed someone because the daughter found out. The best friend and the daughter found out what he had done. She had proof, she had evidence, she had all this and that. He found out that she found out. And then he killed his own daughter for it. Um, so that kind of just tells you how crazy he is. The man killed his own daughter for it, okay? And luckily, Apparently, I don't even know. Luckily, the best friend Annie figured some things out because I don't even. It kind of went very. This isn't a long book, as you can tell. It's not a long book. Things once we got to what happened that night, things got bad. Things got things went kind of fast. Okay. Um, the night with the diner with the boss, when I was thinking he did something, apparently her best friend's dad, he picked her up later from the diner, and things got bad, things got weird. He suspected she knew something. She didn't really know anything. She didn't actually know what was going on. She actually didn't know anything. She was still half drugged and half drugged out. She didn't know what was going on. He thought that she knew. So then when he tried to kill her, she ran. He still technically succeeded in it, unfortunately. But he didn't actually need to do it. And the fact that when she came to town as the ghost form, he was trying to play fucking face. He knew exactly where his daughter was. He knew that her being there was wrong, and it did explain why he was so. You're sticking with me. You're staying with me. You're not staying here. Whatever. And I didn't even the whole ghost thing. Don't find that out until they later find her body by the river, and they bury the body so that like her spirit can stay with them, which is cute because this is the scene the in the book. It's when they bury her, they find like this old headstone, and they're like, "Well, what do you want on it? Like, we'll put whatever you want on it. Like, this is your grave. This is your funeral." And she literally puts "Here lies a vengeful bitch" on her gravestone. Hell yeah. She knew what she was doing. She knew what she wanted. She was like, you know what? I mean, it's not like anybody's gonna see it besides them. No one comes up to this mountain. Like I said, it's like some urban like legend type of thing that no one really trusts. Um, so yeah, and actually, you see the friend. It was Halloween, and apparently on Halloween night, ghosts and spirits, even who didn't die on the mountain, can all come out and like be there. And her friend showed up. Her friend showed up, and it was so cute, and they were able to reconcile, and they apologized, and they kind of talked about it, and that's when she told her everything about what her dad did. It was like, this is where you can find my body, like things like that, and it was a very cute reunion, and it was very sad because I mean the girl, the best friend, couldn't actually stay because she didn't die on the mountain. She was just a spirit in Halloween. If you know anything about the history of Halloween, you know that's just how it works. And yeah, that was really cute. There's no spice in it. Okay, this is a fiction mystery book. I would be lying if I said there's no romance. That would be a lie. There is some slight romance, some flirting, some kind of you can tell they kind of have feelings for each other between Annie and one of the other ghosts, Sam. He's like really old, and for a while, someone I don't even remember who they Annie gets convinced that Sam is the serial killer from a long time ago, from like around town and things like that, and like even one of the other ghosts who actually knew Sam back when they were alive, she had to straight up tell her Sam didn't fucking kill us, okay? Like I know who, like I was there, I was killed. Sam didn't do this, and they had to tell her you can't keep just listening to all these other random ghosts because they want to cause problems. Sam wasn't a serial killer. He kind of just he didn't. He tried to kind of deny it, but at the same time, he was kind of just like, "Well, if you're gonna think about this about me, I'm not gonna fight you that hard on it." He's old. He's from back in the day. He was not. He was like, "I'm too old for this shit." Okay. I was like, she was like, he was like, "You can figure this out on your own." Okay. I'm telling you one thing. You can either believe me, don't believe me. It's up to you. But yeah, no, he wasn't. He was Sam was good, and you know she ended up Jesus Christ. She ends up staying up there. You know, it's fun. I think I should talk more about the actual kind of structure. I don't know. It's in first person. I really only read first person point of views. I don't really like third person point of views just because I wouldn't say it's more confusing to me personally of like Sally did this and Sally was walking down the street and she was yada yada yada. I like it more when it's in the actual point of view of the character and you can hear their feelings and their thoughts and like everything instead of just like an outside perspective of like just somebody watching. You don't really know I think first person is better. Okay, you can like third person, that's fine. I have I think a couple third person books, but not very much because again, I prefer the first persons. But oh my god, I forgot to show you this part in this book. In this one, I don't know if all the versions have it, but the one that I have, um, if you're watching the video version, it has a scene of Annie Lane, and it's basically the first part where she's crawling out of the lake when her spirit comes back. So there's that. You get that. I don't think there's anything on the back. There's not anything on the back. But yeah, that is Here Lies a Vengeful Bitch by Codie Crowley. She was fun. She was cute. I ate it up. Um, it just took me a while to find it. I will say that because I saw it online. Um, I found it online scrolling for new books, and it took my bookstore forever to get it in. Like it was out, but my bookstore didn't have it in, and then I think that one was like one copy that they did have. I guess maybe they just didn't get a lot of copies, and I was always missing it. But it was funny. Yeah, it was funny. It was dramatic. It was very entertaining. It was a nice little quick read. Um, very I like the ones where it's not easily can tell of like some mysteries. You can kind of very it's obvious who probably did it, but with this one, she pissed off so many people that like you wouldn't know. Because the thing is, even though you probably should have guessed it was the dad because he was the only one, but because he was the only one who generally seemed like he cared for her and that he wanted to help her. But in my mind, I was like, okay, well, that's her best friend's dad. Like her parents don't give a shit about her, and with that being her best friend, like maybe a lot of parents care about their kid's best friend. So I thought, okay, maybe this is gonna be the one person who actually gives a shit about her and things like that. Again, my money was on the boss. It was my money was on the boss. I didn't think the ex boyfriend was that. I mean, he was an asshole and a cheater, but like I don't think he he wanted her back. I don't think he would have went as far as to kill her. He wouldn't have had a reason to, because like he drugged her, but at the same time she did go out and party every now and then, and if someone found her like, oh well, you did drugs, she could report him, but with the way they treat her already and her family and things like that, it's a small town. They wouldn't have believed anything she said, and nothing probably would have came of it. So, and they probably would have been like, well, you probably put yourself there because again, she did go out partying sometimes. She hung out with the dude, and given that that was her on and off boyfriend, and like she was last seen, she was with him. They would be like, well, I don't know, because he. I feel like they probably would have. I just don't think they would have looked into it just because again, it's a small town. They were biased. They didn't see. They know they didn't care about her that much, honestly, and they didn't expect much from her. Like they would expect her to go down a certain path, certain route, and they probably wouldn't have believed her if she was like, "Yeah, it was him." They were like, "Well, that's your boyfriend." Like, what was going on? Unfortunately, so but it was a good book. It was a lot. We love a nice little sweet mystery type of book. I need to read some of my other ones. I have a few mystery books. Um, but that was Here Lies the Vengeful Bitch. Again, any recommendations are highly encouraged, and I would love some more recommendations for different books. And we will see you guys in the next one. Bye.